Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
All right, it's our State of the Vikings Tuesday here. We didn't do it last week because the week was all thrown out of whack with the Monday night game. And we brought some heavy artillery here, a 6-year National Football League veteran, co-founder of the O-Line Committee, YouTube, podcast, wherever you want to listen to the O-Line Committee, a former Viking, Minneapolis Miracle Team, former Viking. Jeremiah Sirles back on Purple Daily.
Good morning, men. It's good. It's good to see you all. The sun has risen after a couple days from Sunday. The sky has not fallen. Is everyone doing all right up there in Viking land?
That's to be determined. I'm not going to make that statement. That is to be determined, and the answer might be no. Be ready for difficult answers when you ask questions.
That's fair. No, I appreciate that. I like the honesty, Jed. I
once had a boss tell me, don't ask a question you're not ready to hear the answer to. It's like, I think Jay's question may have fallen in that category. We're going to go through, we're revamping our Tuesday episode. It used to be State of the Offense. That would be brutal if it was just that today. More broadly, State of the Vikings, and we'll go through our favorite things, our least favorite things. I think we're going to have time to get to a Random Viking of the Week, which Jay can compete in with us here. But let's get the day started the right way at Quick Trip here, Judd, if we could.
You know what? When everything is going wrong, right? When your favorite football team is not playing well, what do you need? You need to pick me up, and you're going to get that at Quick Trip. And I'm not just talking about a quick stop in and you get like a snack. You definitely can do that. But I'm talking you stop in and you get, let's say, breakfast, lunch. You're on your way home. You're like, what are we going to eat for dinner? What am I going to get for dinner? You go to Quick Trip. You got dinner there. You got the quality gasoline guarantee. I could go on, but I don't need to because Sports Dad wants you to go check it out and find out why a convenience store can also be a grocery store, but it's all about you. Just put the app on your phone. You don't even need to really go in and shop. You've got everything right there for you. It doesn't get any better than Quick Trip.
Yeah, if the Wentz family is making the journey in from the outer edges of Minnesota, the Dakotas, they probably run into about 7 different Quick Trips as they make their drive in. So, all right, I'm going to give you guys just an overview of their playoff odds, offensive, defensive ranks, where JJ McCarthy ranked. Playoffs? Dude, it was, so we sprinkle this into our Saturday Picks episode, and I think they were like 60% playoffs after the week 1 win. It's a division win.
Week 2.
This is from the Football Power Index section of ESPN.com. And they didn't like what they saw in week 2. I don't know to what extent they bake in injuries, but the Vikings playoff odds right now are 20% to make the bracket, 6% to win the division, and 0.7% to win the Super Bowl. Does that sound right or wrong to you guys?
I think that sounds pretty accurate, mostly because if you look at it, you're saying, okay, how do they get to the playoffs? Because it's not through winning the division, right? You look at what Green Bay did. You look at what the Detroit Lions did to that Bears team that we had to come back from in the fourth quarter. And you're going, okay, well, they're not winning the North. And then you start to look around the landscape of the NFC, and you're going, I don't even know if they get a wild card spot, right? I mean, I know that going into the year, we all were saying, like, no, this could be a 10-win team, but there was always that kind of, but it also could slip to 7 or 8. Like, and I think that's where the odds and everyone's looking at right now going, yeah, there's enough talent on this team that if JJ McCarthy or Carson Wentz can put it together, like they could get to 8 or 9, but 7 wins is a very staring in the face type of thing right now if that's the type of performance we're going to get from our offense week in and week out.
It sounds fair, but I do find it to be absolutely hysterical that we're through 2 games and we're like trying to put playoff odds in.
I love it.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with football, with playoff odds after like week 2 in football. It is such a game of attrition. Like we're already seeing guys, name players, just go out right and left. So like we're also trying to handicap teams that by November could have 4 key guys out too. So it becomes, and that's probably the McCarthy injury and its struggles are probably overshadowing one of the biggest things, and that is the Vikings injury luck of 2024 is biting them in the ass right now.
Yeah.
And so you are starting to see, like part of the problem here is you just don't have your roster at some point, and the Vikings are one of several teams like that.
Yeah, I mean, the other pieces that I was thinking about it too is, we talked about this in O-line committee. With the quarterback as a rookie, right? Let's all agree. JJ's a rookie, right? He's seeing things for the first time.
Some people want to fight that.
I don't care. You fight me.
He's not a rookie. He was
fight
there
me.
all
He's a
year
rookie.
last year.
He's a rookie. He didn't play a single snap as a starter or even as a backup in the National Football League last year. Dude's a rookie, right? So you want those rookies to have the growing pains early in the season so that they can kind of get their lives together. Like we talk about Josh Allen and a bunch of these first-round quarterbacks that went through the first 5 weeks of their year and were atrocious. And I can attest to that being with Josh Allen in 2018 in Buffalo. It was tough, but we knew this was the guy. We'll ride with this dude. He's going to figure it out. McCarthy getting hurt now pushes that timetable of getting reps and scalps on the wall before he can feel like, oh, he's turned the page. Right? Because if you can survive September and go, hey, we went 2-2 in September, we're rolling into October now. McCarthy's starting to figure out what it's like to be a starting quarterback who's going through. But now you have this break, and it's like, okay, Carson Wentz is going to come stopgap for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't know. And then you throw McCarthy back in there, who's maybe not 100% because you never really get 100% coming back from an injury during season. And now he's still figuring his life out into October. And now you've kind of extended this window of quote-unquote bad quarterback play. And so that's more my issue is that, hey, we were going to ride with McCarthy and roll the bumps, but now you're pushing that window further and further back. That's just going to be harder and harder to find wins in October and November.
Well, I want to come back to the Josh Allen thing because there's a couple things we're going to talk about today that Jeremiah is uniquely positioned to offer commentary on, including the Carson Wentz thing in a roundabout way. But offensive ranks, points per game, Vikings are 27th after 2 weeks. Yards per play, 23rd. And then I'm going to put one analytical reference point in here every week. It's offensive expected points added. So EPA, the Vikings are dead last in expected points based on their process. Dead last in the NFL offensively. Defensive ranks, scoring defense, 23rd. Yards per play, 12th. And defensive EPA, 8th. So defense not quite as train wrecky. Where does JJ McCarthy rank? We'll do this every Tuesday as well. Or Carson Wentz once he racks up some stats. 4 categories. I'm going to give you passer rating.
Oh, God.
QBR, which is a 0 to 100 scale put into context. So, like, if it's garbage time and you throw a 14-yard completion on 3rd and 20, sorry, like, it doesn't really count as much in QBR. EPA and PFF grade. So we'll use those 4 big measurements. JJ McCarthy is, and this is not a typo, 33rd in all 4 of those categories. And I haven't combed all the way through. But that means another team has started 2 different quarterbacks in the first couple weeks. Both of them have been better than McCarthy. So his average rank in those 4 categories is 33rd after the first 2 weeks. So I'm going to throw it back to Jay here. You were on the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen's rookie year. Is there any sort of solace that Vikings fans or coaches can take in guys like Josh Allen? We went over a list on O-line committee and Purple Daily yesterday. A lot of top high-end first and second round quarterbacks are garbage in their first 5 games or first season. You were there for the garbage version of young Josh Allen. Is there anything comforting about that for Vikings fans, or is it a totally separate comparison?
It's not a totally separate. The only thing is, I can remember, and Vikings fans probably remember, Josh walking in here his rookie year and lighting him up.
With his legs.
Like with his legs, right? But that was the things. That was the turning point of that season for Josh going, okay, this dude's a starting quarterback in the NFL, right? And I believe that was week 4, right? Maybe week 5, somewhere in there. Right, but that was where he kind of, and then we went to Houston, and then he got hurt in Houston, right? And so then he had to step back. We had Derek Anderson come in for a few games, which was a nightmare, right? But you could just constantly see Josh, as he was growing as a rookie, going, okay, the skill set is there, right? The arm is there, the intangibles are there. He just needs reps at it, right? And we're going to take our lumps with it. But the biggest difference, in my opinion, between the 2018 Buffalo Bills and the 2025 Vikings, our roster was atrocious. I mean, bad. It was awful. We had holes all over the place. We had linemen that should be not even playing. We had receivers that I can't even remember their names. It was just not a good roster. And so the Bills understood we drafted Josh Allen to fix the franchise, right? To right the ship, to captain us into greener pastures. That wasn't really the case for McCarthy. McCarthy was more, hey, you're going to come in and you're a first rounder. You're just going to come in and be able to throw to all these weapons and have all this great lineman. We paid these dudes. But as we've always talked about, you're only as good in this league as your quarterback. That's really how it comes down to. You win games in the fourth quarter with your quarterback or without him. And so I think that's where more of the angst is coming from, is there isn't this grace period like Josh Allen had, where it's like, hey, he's young, but he's going to be right and he's going to lead us to greener pastures. The grace period seems like it's closing daily for JJ McCarthy.
This is what's frustrating to me, is because there's two paths for rookie quarterbacks to start in the NFL. Either you are a rookie quarterback going to a horrible team and you got to just figure it out and weather the storm, which is Caleb Williams learned that last year. You might still be going through that this year. Or you can have a ready-made roster, a defense that's really damn good, a coach that is supposed to prop you up, and yes, there's been some injuries to this year's Vikings team already through 2 games that are significant, but I would rather that quarterback figure it out now with all the infrastructure around him instead of just having save our bad franchise and hopefully by week 4 you ball out in some random game. That's what's pissing me off the most as a Vikings fan, because now that stops. And JJ McCarthy missed all of last year. Availability is a huge thing here. And now we don't get to experience that again. And we get to see what the hell Carson Wentz looks like for the next month. Or Max Brosmer, by the way. I should throw in Max Brosmer.
Vikings fans are ready for Max Brosmer. They'd want to skip past the Carson Wentz part.
You remember that question you told me at the beginning? Be careful about the things that you ask for. Be careful what you ask for, Vikings fans. An undrafted free agent rookie who looked really good in the preseason does not make a franchise quarterback.
Kyle Sloter slander will not stand on
Just hang on, boys. It's okay.
So what's going through the minds of guys in the locker room, from Justin Jefferson? There's a core of veteran guys that they signed, and I guarantee they didn't say, hey, we signed you so we can win in a couple of years with the kid. What's going through their minds? And if Carson Wentz plays well, what is the expectation of Will Fries, Ryan Kelly, about what they do? Because that's my, from you, I would like to hear, just like you and Boone, it sounds like now, are saying there were fights in 2016 about the fact that the offense stunk and the defense didn't, because when I asked as a reporter, it was all great. So
we all love each other.
So are you kidding? We're a team.
Fine.
Bull bleep. So what is really going on in the locker room right now, if indeed Wentz starts to play well?
Yeah, so right now, I think everything's right now is starting to simmer. Nothing's boiled over yet. Right, I think you're looking at each other going, okay, we know, we're self-aware people. We know this is bad, right? We've only ran 102 plays in 2 games. Not okay. You guys have been out there for over 135 almost. We understand this is not a sustainable business model. We get it. The defense is going to go, yeah, okay, I'm glad you got that. You got about 2 more weeks to figure it out before I start becoming unglued. Right. And it used to be about like that. It was kind of like the defense was like, we can only do this for so long, because you see it. They get wore out, and rightfully so. They're out there chasing dudes around. They're running up and down. And then there was always a moment in those games where if we really were doing poorly, the defense would they wouldn't quit, but it would almost be like a defeated thing. And I saw that on Sunday night after we punted. Right after we punted, the defense was just kind of like, what are we doing? It's just kind of like that, throw the hands up in the air. The thing that I'll be really interested to see is we had the defensive-minded head coach, right? So the defensive-minded head coach, I guarantee you, would walk in there and be like, "Oh, that offense is terrible. You guys just keep doing what you're doing," right? I'm curious to see if now it's going to be flipped the other way, where Caleb's like, "Hey, we're okay. Everything's fine," and the defense is in the back like, "The hell you are," right? Just going for it. But it will get angsty. It will get angsty in that locker room if things continue, because you're right. Guys like Jonathan Allen and guys like Hargrave, Ryan Kelly, they don't have 3 years to figure it out. The National Football League is not for long. You're going to run out of time eventually. And, Real Fries is young, so he's probably like, hey, I'm here for the future. I see where this is going. Brian O'Neill's getting a little older too. There's enough veteran on this team looking around going, we are in a Super Bowl window right now, and it's probably got 2 years before it closes. We can't afford to waste this year as a growing, learning process.
Yeah, I think the other elephant in the room here is the Vikings are now able to say, hey, listen, like really untimely injury for McCarthy, and now that's kind of thrown this whole thing off. But even before the ankle injury, and he played through it through adrenaline and the rest of the game, but he was lost for everything except for that fourth quarter against the Bears, which, by the way, like in a different scenario where you aren't coming off 14 wins and your aspirations aren't playoff run, it's actually okay if you play terribly in your first couple games as a first-year starter in the NFL. But they made the bet. They kind of raised the stakes, and they said, all right, he's young, he's inexperienced, he's coming off injury. But to Declan's point, the infrastructure is enough to carry him along until his feet can reach the bottom of the pool, and then he'll be off to the races with us here. And the problem is, even like the injuries are a factor, but neither one of those things has been true so far. Like his feet can't reach the bottom of the pool yet, even before the ankle injury, and the infrastructure, even with some of the injury issues, has been really disappointing the first 2 weeks. And now they're just kind of stuck staring at this mess. And Carson Wentz is being asked to clean it up, and he wasn't even on the team a month and a half ago. So it feels really dark right now, even though they're 1-1 and there's still a shot to get this thing together.
I mean, not only did they not, his feet can't reach the bottom of the pool, but doesn't help when the person that's helping you at the pool throws you in with no floaties, right? Like, and then they're just like, "Come on, throw it, right?" As he's shoving him under the water, throw it further, right? Like that has to be talked about. I'm sure you guys have talked about it enough. Like, he has not been put in position to succeed in 8 quarters, in my opinion. It hasn't been let's handhold him into the NFL. It was here's the deep end, sink or swim for him from the first quarter he started. I don't really agree with the approach they took on him either.
Let's officially get into the least favorite current Vikings thing. You start us off, Judd, wherever you were going to go anyways. Turn it into one of your least favorite current Vikings things. We'll get into the first category.
I mean, it's McCarthy's play, but it's also, and actually we talked about this, Jeremiah, extensively yesterday, and you just said it. And I'd like your thoughts on this. How surprised are you that Kevin O'Connell isn't helping him more? Like, I mean, we've called him an elite play caller, which he's proven to be a lot of times. A quarterback whisperer, at least with Kirk, and then especially with Darnold. And so how surprised are you? Because, like, one thing to me is, and I know that the Vikings just offensively didn't really operate well on Sunday night, but, you got Jordan Mason, right? And on 4th and 1, you're having McCarthy do a sneak, which I get, but he's also a kid. It just feels like they are really, really relying upon JJ McCarthy to step in and do things that a veteran quarterback would do when they probably should be deferring a little bit more away from him.
Yeah, especially because, we all watched the post-game presser with the Bears, right? And he did the whole, you got to point the thumb, not the finger, and you got to look yourself in the mirror and really change. But I've said it on a line committee. I've said it on just about every show I've ever done. A tiger can't change his stripes. And I think that Kevin O'Connell just cannot help himself because he truly believes in his system and he believes in the route trees that he can create and how he can scheme people open. And that's just what he knows. If he runs the ball more than like 2 times in a row, his brain just can't click and comprehend straight. It just doesn't work. And we talked about this last year with Darnold, right? Remember we were all like, hey, they're going to run the football with Darnold early, kind of settle him in. Bombs over Baghdad week 1, just send it, right? And it worked out because Sam Darnold's played in the league. He's had some things going here. I just really didn't understand the game plan going into this game. Versus you put it on the flip side and you look what Atlanta did, right? Atlanta couldn't run the football at all week 1. They were just like, it was anemic. And they came out and they were like, we will, no matter what, run the football on Sunday. No matter what, we're going to commit to the run. We're going to roll with it. I think I text Mackie and was like, is Mason hurt? Like, did Jordan Mason hurt himself in warmups? Because he's gone. Like, he's nowhere to be found in the first 5 series. He must have pulled a hammy, a groin, like something in warmups. It was unbelievable. But I agree. I just really don't know what Kevin O'Connell's thought process is of, hey, maybe he just thought that fourth quarter the light bulb went off for JJ McCarthy and all was well and everything will be fine. But this is the National Football League, man. These dudes are going to come after that rookie for a long time until he can prove he can hurt them when they can't. And he opened Pandora's box.
Sounds like Stella's ranting behind Judd about the Vikings.
You know, I made the
offense
mistake.
right
I put her in the basement because I thought, oh, the noise won't come upstairs as much.
By the way,
and this
Jay,
dog's-
Stella is Judd's dog.
I
just to
figured
be
it was
clear.
someone's dog.
Yeah,
I figured
yeah,
it
it's
wasn't
not my
your
kid or
I was
something
saying it
like
wasn't your
that.
kid. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
no.
just Judd.
No. I might be incarcerated then. I will be right back, though. I'm going to move her to a different location into witness protection program.
You just gonna kick her outside. Arf, arf.
Actually, I am going to put her in her kennel outside. I'm going to see if that works. Oh, she'll be fine.
Wow, dude.
It's nice out there.
It's not raining.
Just put her outside. Why should you be in the kennel outside? Cage free, man.
She might run. No.
Oh, okay,
don't
that's
trust her.
fair. Don't do that.
I don't trust her.
That's fair. You trust her about as much as McCarthy trusts his receivers right now.
That's yeah, exactly right.
So I did find this. You kind of made a half joke, Jay, about your head coach is like holding you underwater and throwing you in the deep end, and just throw it further. So they also track in the NFL statistical world here average air yards per throw. So how far did the ball travel? What are you asking your quarterback to do schematically down the field, right?
Full
So
send.
through 2 weeks, JJ McCarthy is second in average air yards per attempt, just ahead of on this list, Justin Herbert, who was sending it last night for 3 hours, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson, who's made a career off of sending it and YOLO balls.
Yeah.
So when you see that like in the stat sheet that, okay, we're 2 weeks in, technically he should have some training wheels on.
No.
But they're asking him to be second in the league in air yards per attempt. I love that. I love that aggressive offense if the quarterback can handle it.
For sure. Yeah, that's a great everyone wants that. Right? Everyone screams for the big play when you've got this receiver corps, but if your quarterback can't handle it, you're screaming 3 and out. You're screaming 3 and out. I mean, we ran 47 plays on Sunday night.
It's 95 plays on the season, according to Pro Football Reference.
47 plays. That's like high school level 12-minute quarters type of offense. You just can't continue to go 3 and out like that. And then also the short yardage stuff. It seems like we get into short yardage, and maybe this is the thing I hate the most. I'll pivot to this. Yeah. The thing I hate most now, our short yardage game. I don't know what it is. Like, listen, the tush push is not for everyone. It is not created equal, right? That is not something that you can just be like, oh, the Eagles do it. So I mean.
Well, you need to have 3 guys illegally jump early and not get called for it to really work.
Golly,
so
I can't believe that. That'll be the one thing that gets that thing banned, right? So it's like, okay, we'll try the tush push with a brand new quarterback who I don't think they ran it against the Bears, right? So it's the first time running it. You're down under there and he fumbles. Okay, great. All right, okay, we'll get it back. And then you go, okay, well, now we'll just do that stupid run up the middle play that has no like, hey, let's look around, let's get some motion. No, we'll just pound it behind, and that didn't work. Okay, now it's 3rd and 1, late in the game, send it, JJ. Who cares? And then I'm going to get pissy and then not go for it on 4th down. I just think that our short yardage is just this angsty, tension-built thing of the O-line screaming, run it, and then the coach is going, well, you can't convert, and the quarterback's going, well, we can't sneak it. And I think the short yardage situation is just one of those things that it's a critical moment in the game. It's game-winning type stuff or game-losing type stuff, and we are just horrible in short yardage.
Okay, so if they hired you to be the short yardage consultant, the short yardage coordinator, every time it's, I'll say 3rd and short, 4th and short, because I think actually on 2nd and short, we can probably look this up. Sometimes they'll run it on 2nd and short, and I'm like, no, don't. Run it on 3rd and short, 4th and short. Take your shots on 2nd and short because the defense, the playbook can be wide open. But they ran, I think it was 9 3rd and short, so 3 or less, or 4th and short plays on Sunday night, and they were 3 for 9, 5 run plays, and 4 pass plays. They were 0 for 4 converting on the pass plays, and they were 3 for 5 on the run. So, or if it's like goal to go, 2 yard down, 3 yard line, what would consultant Jeremiah tell the Vikings to lean into going forward?
Yeah, so I'm going to go 12 muscle personnel. So I'm going to put Josh Oliver and then an extra tight end, an extra offensive lineman in at the tight end position, and I'm just going to run duo. Right? It's power without the puller. It's double teams out the point of attack. There's 3 double teams across the board, right? And you can just bang, run it right behind the double teams. The running back's read goes A gap to B gap to bounce. Like, that's your only job. And if you run that play, I promise you run that play 3 times in a row on the goal line down there, Jordan Mason scores.
Yeah.
Just keep running it. It's the easiest play in football to ID. It's the easiest play to understand. Hey, if there's a run through, boom, you snap on the run through. If not, you're double team this guy up. I would just get in 12 muscle personnel, get Josh Oliver in a tight end, and just run it straight up the field with Jordan Mason. It's not complicated. It's not complicated at all. They make it so complicated. I know what we'll do. Let's fake the pitch, fake the handoff, drop the football, and then throw it over the back of the end zone.
Why are you faking the pitch?
I don't know.
What are you doing? And by the way, and I've been advocating this for 2 years now, run heavy. Go heavy. Blake Brandel's sitting there. He's not doing a damn thing.
He's the muscle.
Go heavy. Tight ends, I don't care. But, it's almost like O'Connell's offended by the meat and potatoes. He just wants the
run.
He just wants the souffle, and it's like 3rd and 1, let's go souffle, and it's like Kevin. but we got meat and potatoes here. Mm-hmm. And it's the Jordan. If I'm Jordan Mason today, I'm like, what just happened on Sunday night?
Well, now it's Aaron Jones being out with the hamstring is bad for the Vikings because he is still a very good player, and his snap should not go to 0 by any means. He caught the wheel route pass week 1, but at least now you're going to be forced to do what the Niners did. Part of the reason why they traded for Jordan Mason is because the Niners are like, oh God, Chris McCaffrey's out last year. I guess this dude's going to get the ball 25 times, including against the Vikings. Mm-hmm. The Vikings, I think they won that game, but Jordan Mason ran for like 100 yards. Let's see let's literally commit to, even with Carson Wentz back there, 22, 24 runs, pound it.
It's too late. You waited till all your linemen got hurt. You waited until Kelly's hurt, and now you're on our 3rd left tackle. And now you're like, come on, let's run the football. It's like, yeah, of course we'd like to run the football, but we don't even have our full cast of characters up front to run the football. So yeah, we're gonna scream for it, and then when it doesn't work this week, he's gonna be like, oh, see, that's why I didn't run. I didn't run the football. It's like, if you don't have your full cast of characters, the drop off between Ryan Kelly and Michael Juergens is enormous. It's huge. That's not this it's a career backup center and this kind of first-year starting center. The veteran, one of the best centers in the NFL when he's healthy, to a guy that played 40 snaps total in his career, that's a huge difference.
Quick question off of that as far as Kelly goes, too. I guess this is his 4th documented concussion. Mm-hmm. What does this mean as far as the world of timetables and things like that? 4 seems like a lot, and he's not a young man.
It depends. Was his last one within a calendar year? If his last one was within a calendar year, you're probably looking at a couple weeks. Okay. Right? That's one of those things where they kind of stack them within the time frame of if you had one in 2021 and then this is your 4th one, you'll probably be back in a week or so, but it's also one of those things you don't play with. As you get older, I think he's married. He probably has some kids. As you get older, it's one of those things where you just don't play with the brain. It's not, you don't get a second one. I've been telling that for Tua all the time. Right? It's like, Tua, hang it up, bro. You've got a life after this. But it is also one of those things where if Kelly is down for a little while, this is going to be a thing where now you have a second-year player at center and Carson Wentz, and we saw I don't know, when you guys watch the tape, there's miscommunications all over that field when Juergens comes in. You're mis-IDing things, you're not sliding things. That sack that McCarthy takes there when Brian O'Neill squeezes, Kelly turns that protection. He turns that protection and empty and goes, hey, danger's over here, let's slide right, we'll throw hot this way. That's just the stuff you miss when your starting center goes out like that. So I hope he's not out for long, but 4 concussions is a lot.
We'll get to go ahead, Dex.
That was my least favorite Vikings thing because it's whether it's, and Jeremiah, I think it's probably more like bad luck that you have Ryan Kelly have a concussion and a toe injury, and then poor Donovan Jackson's getting flipped all around because he has a horrible tackle next to him. He had a terrible game, PFF and grade wise and eye test wise. You saw it. There was no even grades that will back that up. Your eye test back it up too. They remade this offensive line, and either because of injuries and Darrisaw taking time still to get back, which I get, but it's also frustrating. Vikings fans have wanted a just nasty, awesome offensive line on all 5 positions, which also is kind of hard to do overnight, but they tried to do that, and either through injuries or ineffectiveness, we're still waiting for that to happen.
I can't think of the last time I remember watching an NFL game where 2 linemen get concussions. Like that's just it's not usually it's pretty rare injury for offensive linemen, I feel like, unless it's like you got pulled and you got knocked out. But I didn't really see these huge hits for those two guys. I mean, concussions are kind of just unlucky injuries. And the problem is there's no way of putting a timetable on the return because it is so much personal based. Right? You can't, it's not like a wrist where you can be like, does that hurt? Yeah, that hurts, right? It's like, hey, how's your brain this morning? It's like, it's okay, right? Like, it's just such one of those personal timetable things to get back, but it's also, you want them back as quickly as possible, but you don't want them back so fast that they do it again. Like, it's that weird dance back and forth.
We may still pick at the bone of least favorite Vikings things because there's a lot of them, but we will force a favorite Vikings thing part of the State of the Vikings. Let's shout out Standard Heating and Air. Standard can fix your HVAC system, but not your run game scheme, unfortunately.
Correct. You have to marry the run with the pass. You got to marry the furnace with the air conditioner. It's a whole thing in your house. You got to make sure all that stuff is working appropriately. StandardHeating.com to take care of the HVAC needs. You can join their Smart Club too, which will give you discount on repairs, priority bookings, whether it's something that goes wrong or you're just trying to get someone out there to make sure everything is working appropriately. They power our hot takes, too, after every Vikings game, so don't DIY this stuff. Don't need to go on TikTok or Reels and try to figure out how do I make my furnace better or my HVAC systems better. Just let Standard Heating do it. Go to standardheating.com. Tell them that Purple Daily sent you.
Judd, you know who's not afraid of the meat and potatoes? Butcher and the Boar.
Oh.
They're running the football all night long at Butcher.
They embrace it. And guess what? It's A-gap, too. They don't bounce outside. They go up the middle, and they score touchdowns every time. In fact, Phil and I were there last week with some folks that joined us, and it was absolutely fantastic. Butcher and the Boar. I got I believe it was the Denver. Oh, it was just unbelievable. Oh. Just a great cut of meat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you got to try it. If you have not, Butcher and the Boar is located in the North Loop. Great craft cocktails as well. Phil tried a few of those. Great beers. I tried those, of course. But
I had 2 of them. A few makes it sound like I had 7 of them.
You tried a few.
I had 2 old fashions.
Hey, a few is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly right, Jeremiah. Exactly right. Exactly right. And guess what? Butcher and the Boar passed no judgment. All they did was they passed us some outstanding food. North Loop. Give it a try. You'll be glad you did.
I still have meat in my teeth from Butcher and the Boar, which is why I'm thankful for Park Dental. Park Dental, 50 years of caring for and cleaning teeth in Minnesota and Western Wisconsin.
That's a big baller find. You're in your own ad.
That's right. That's right. I am narrating myself walking through Park Dental here on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. I have a checkup this week, actually. So there's probably a Park Dental within just minutes of wherever you live or work in the Twin Cities area. And many practices are open at 7 a.m. before work, and most are open until 8 p.m. at least one night a week for after work teeth cleaning too. So check them out, parkdental.com. Since 1972, parkdental.com to get those teeth cleaned. All right.
You look so different in those dentist chairs than I do. I'm just like pouring out of them. You're
dancing bear. They strap you in just in case.
It's like a coach seat on the back of the plane for Jeremiah.
But you still start crying just like the rest of us do when that drill comes out.
Do you want more Novocaine?
I want to throw at least one more least favorite current Vikings thing out. You tell me, is it fair to poke at JJ McCarthy's durability to this point? So non-contact knee injury last year wiped out his rookie season, and now he's set to miss maybe up to a month with a high ankle sprain. And listen, I'm still buying long-term JJ McCarthy stock, but like short-term tough love, you allow yourself to be tackled and you don't get to control whether it's a hip drop or whatever. It's like part of staying healthy as a quarterback is navigating away from hits like that and risk like that. And now he's out for a month.
It's part of the learning curve too as a rookie. Right. I mean, in college, you can run around and get hit. I mean, Anthony Richardson thought he was going to run through everyone in this league in week 3. He's like, oh, I broke my shoulder. Yeah. Right. Like, this is just a different league. And it usually takes a couple hits for you to realize I can't do what I was used to doing in college. So I'm not ready to buy into it's a concern yet. It's a concern if it continues to happen. He continues to take the bad hits and not learn, hey, throw the ball in the cheap seats. Right. Just get it out of my hand. Don't take the hit. Take the slide. he needs to learn. And from this, again, he's young, he's growing, right? But he's got to learn. I'm not sure I'm ready to say durability issue yet.
But the problem is this, Jay, because we talked about this before. Like with a quarterback like this, who doesn't have the answers, right? Mm-hmm. And who's athletic enough, like I've said, he needs to take off at times.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get to the sideline. It's not like he got tackled at midfield and he got hurt. But with where McCarthy is right now, I think if you take his legs away and say just don't run, I think you're giving yourself a whole nother platter of problems because he's just not prepared yet to sit back there and make decisions. So I don't know how you solve this. If he didn't run, and the thing I actually objected to, and I'm curious if you saw this Sunday night, what I didn't like was there were times when he couldn't decide what to do, and that bothered me.
Yeah.
Like he would start to take off and then he would hesitate, and it's sort of, and I think what he needs to learn is, as you know more than us since we didn't play the game in the league, but you need to make a decision quickly.
Yeah.
Like it can't be like, am I going to run or not? Because guess what? These guys
Michael
are really good.
Penix is making quick decisions in Atlanta, and maybe some of that might be that he's like 26 years old or whatever, but maybe it's coaching, maybe it's scheme. But yeah, I mean that should be a mandate. Like, okay, within like 3 seconds, decision ball has to be out 2 seconds.
You got 2 seconds to make this decisive decision of the ball is there, my second read is there, or I'm going to take off and get 5 and fall down. Right? If you hold it for 3, you're going to get sacked. That's just the nature of what the NFL is. And his processing speed has to speed up to the NFL game. This isn't college, right? This is not, my offensive line has 4 NFL offensive linemen on it and I'm playing against college talent. This is, hey, I'm down some of my starters. They're coming after me. My process has to, if anything, speed the heck up. But going back to your point, Mackie, you can't ask him in 2 sides of our mouth, say, hey, speed up, but also throw the ball down the field. Right, and so if you're asking him, like the stats say, that he has the most air-traveled balls down the field,
Judd,
but
you
you're
missed
also
that when you were putting Stella in jail outside.
Seems to be working. She seems very happy outside.
JJ McCarthy is second among all quarterbacks in average air yards per attempt in what they're asking him to do through 2
So if you're calling plays saying throw the ball down the field, and then we're all sitting there, but hey, also make quick decisions and decide when to run, when to pass, you're putting him in a no-win situation. And that's my whole issue, is you're asking him to do impossible things for a young player.
And where are the, just as an example, like the slants to Jefferson? Like it seemed like there's a lot of things that, in my opinion, are missing here so far. And like that's one. I mean, Justin Jefferson should be, I don't care how you have to get him the ball.
Find it.
It can be 50 yards downfield. That 50-yard play was awesome, but it can be 5 yards. And you want the ball in that dude's hands. And it's almost like there's this prerequisite of how they want it to go. I am very confused by the approach here.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that, with Wentz in there now, Kevin O'Connell will be forced to simplify everything initially. Well, so we think, right? Maybe not. Maybe he's ready to go and be like, Carson, the vet's back. All right, buddy, here's what's going.
O'Connell at the presser on Monday is like, oh, no, he knows our playbook now.
Of course he does.
Find out.
So did Josh. So did Dobbs.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, on that note, favorite current Vikings thing. I'll throw this one out, and if you guys, maybe this is the only one. If you guys have other things that you're like, I love this about the Vikings right now. So the Vikings have never won a Super Bowl, obviously. So their Super Bowl to this point over the last 40 years is taking random, possibly washed up veteran quarterbacks, throwing them into a purple jersey, and watch them thrive, sometimes to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, yeah.
Dex was listing some of these off before we hit the mics, but it is crazy. And every time they try to go find a franchise quarterback, they always have to gravitate back toward the Randall Cunningham, the Brett Favre of 2009, Jim McMahon early 90s, Warren Moon, Jeff George, Judd's guy Gus Frerotte. Sam Bradford didn't make the playoffs, but you were there. He slung it around. He was great for a year. Case Keenum, you were on these teams. My current favorite Vikings thing is the chance that Carson Wentz is the next in line for a crazy, fun, random veteran quarterback magic carpet ride.
I mean, at one point in time, these quarterbacks are going to have to start paying KOC some royalties for revamping their career. Right. I mean, at one point in time, Daniel Jones needs to send him a thank you card.
Darnold should be on this
list.
list.
Darnold should be on this list. Like, I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible that we see Carson Wentz just come out and say, all right, I've never had this many weapons since back in my early Philly days, right? Since I was throwing to, Alshon Jeffries, and did he have, what's the burner that could just Deshaun
Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson,
yeah.
He had weapons, and he led that team as far as they could go. And then guess what? Big Dick Nick came in, and away it went. But I don't think he's had this many weapons since that early time in his career. So we'll see if he's still got it. I mean, this will be a very telling test if he's washed or not. Because if he can drive this car with a veteran team, then yeah, maybe he'll be 5 more years as a backup somewhere.
Do we know what happened to Carson? Like his precipitous fall is one of the most interesting things. And look, the Super Bowl season ended with a torn ACL against the Rams. But you know, how many guys can we put on a list who have torn their ACL and come back absolutely fine? The downfall of Carson Wentz to becoming a backup who has started two games in the past 2 years, both behind really good quarterbacks, is one of the most interesting things. And I mean, this dude was on his couch. Now, I think he partially chose to be, but he was on his couch until nearly September. It's a really interesting decline. I don't feel like it's the norm. As many quarterback stories as there are, I feel like Carson Wentz is a unique one.
Yeah, I would agree. It's one of those things where, like, dude, this dude was on path to be one of the greats. I mean, with where he was going, and then the cliff came so fast for him. Yeah. I've got a Vikings love. Are you ready for moving on with that?
Yeah, we'll
as bad as it's been, Brian O'Neill has been fantastic. Brian O'Neill through 2 games, right? So through 2 games here, I was just looking this up. He has no hits, no hurries, 1 pressure, and then they gave him that sack the other night, which was not on him. Right?
The one where they let the edge rusher.
Yeah, that was free. More. I mean, you could give that to JJ or you could give that to Brian. It's kind of a tweener thing there. I mean, it was an empty protections always get a little sticky there, but he has been a bright spot on this offensive line. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's getting poked at for that play, and Booney and I are going to break that down on Trenches. I think that's going to be posted tomorrow morning, but on the Purple Daily feeds. But you nailed it earlier. When you have a starting quarterback who's never done this before, and then Ryan Kelly goes out, and now you have a center who's playing his first meaningful snaps really in his career in the NFL, that is the spinal cord of that's the communication center point of your offense. Center, quarterback, adjusting protections, everything. Mm-hmm. And it definitely manifested. So if they get Darisaw back here for this Bengals game, and you got Brian O'Neill and Diamond Jackson, I think Ryan Kelly being out remains problematic. But how much does Darisaw help fix some of the offensive line problems?
So much. I mean, when you can go, okay, we're sliding right. Like, Darisaw, you're good. We can slide right. We can do whatever. But it also goes, hey, we can slide left and really shore up the rookie. Like, he's just a deleter. He just deletes people on the edge. He's as solid as they come. But I'm going to say it's probably going to take him a little while to get back to his form, right? You have to trust that leg again. I mean, I've torn my ACL before. It's not as much the leg is ready. It's the brain. It's the brain of the player that says, I trust to put this leg in the ground and take Trey Hendrickson's full bull rush power and feel like I can stop it. And I think that is where Christian Darisaw is, considering this thing seems week to week, right? It's almost like he practices Wednesday, he practices Thursday, and on Friday he goes, nope, not ready yet. I think he's still just trying to convince himself mentally, hey, I trust this leg, and I can go out there and play my best and not worry about my leg, but worry about the edge rusher, right? And that's where I think that he's at right now from a personal standpoint. And knowing him, since he is the franchise guy and knowing what he's about, he probably won't go out there until he has 100% confidence that maybe he doesn't even need to wear a brace, right? I mean, he's like, hey, I'm not going out there until I don't have to wear a brace. Like, you just don't know the mental pieces that it takes for guys to trust those injuries coming back.
Yeah, he and KO, before O'Connell did his press availability on Friday, had a long discussion off to the side a really long one. And you can't really tell if it's O'Connell saying, we're not going to play you yet because the medical staff says we're not, or if Darrisaw is politicking to play or saying he doesn't feel set yet. But
or is Kevin calling him a coward and saying,
well,
why
or
aren't you out
Kevin,
there with your
it's a
boys?
large man to call a coward.
Yeah, well, and in 2025, I mean, I do think that teams often can try to tell players, hey, I know that you feel good. It feels like Darrisaw has pushed to play. I mean, this dude came out in minicamp. And it's like, what are you doing here? So it feels like if I was to recklessly speculate here, that Christian Darrisaw is pushing to play, and that it might be the medical staff, not O'Connell, but the doctors who are saying, let's give this a week and a week and a week. So I think he'll. But the Juergens thing, I sound the alarm bit, man. Sound the alarm. Ryan Kelly being out.
I got you.
This was my one concern about not signing just sort of a veteran center guy behind Kelly, like a guy that had played in some games. I'm not saying really good. Oh boy, your center.
It's a tough ask. That's one of those positions where you just don't want the greenie in there. Right, like that's just you can get away. You can get away with like a hey, first time starting guard, first time starting tackle, like. But the center position is the one where Cooper's going to lose sleep at night. Coach Cooper going, will he get everyone lined up? Will he have everyone pointed directly? Will he? And I mean, I get it. He was in the league last year and he was unactive, but he never played. Like that's a tough position to put a lot of faith in. Oh, by the way, here's Carson Wentz. I know you guys probably have never taken a snap together, like ever. So get it together, figure it out.
Who makes the calls then? The center or Wentz since he's played?
I mean, it has to be Wentz. It has
he
to
can
be
set
Carson.
he can set the protection himself.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, so what you want from your backup center is you do nothing but letter of the law. Like you have no free reign. Like if we come up and it's a 6-man protection and we're going to the mic, you come up and you point the mic and you make sure everyone knows where we're going, and then Carson can overrule you. Versus a guy like Kelly has a lot of free reign at the line of scrimmage. Hey, yeah, this is the mic protection. There's the mic, but safeties rotate. Hey, we're going left. Right, like he has free reign to do all of that because he's seen it all, he's trusted it all. You don't give that to your backup center. Your backup center is you do exactly what the playbook says, whatever we've installed. Carson then can overrule you, but Carson's got a lot on his plate too, and so that's where the difference of having those two guys work together is great. But now Carson's going to have to get the route trees right. He's going to have to get the cadence right. He's going to have to get everything right, including protection flips.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, when you don't work out throughout the summer and get those reps and OTAs and mini camps, where does Justin Jefferson break off this route? So it's absorbing the playbook, but then it's absorbing the nuances of how everyone runs a route. And, you know, Carson Wentz, not exactly the most pinpoint accurate quarterback throughout his career. When he's played well, it's been athletic ability and big arm down the field and using his legs to keep plays alive and whatnot. So, and before we get to Random Viking of the Week, any other final favorite Vikings things that you guys are pining to be optimistic about? Yeah.
This is the third and final game of the Jordan Addison suspension.
Yeah.
Which I don't care if McCarthy is your QB, Carson Wentz, Fran Tarkington, Tommy Kramer. I think Addison being back is going to be a big help.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a big help because as we know, KO loves the pass game, and when you add a chip like Addison back to the pass game, it's going to give you a much needed boost.
Yeah, that's going to be, and that also, like, if and when JJ McCarthy comes back and jumps back in, he had such great chemistry with Jordan Addison throughout the entire summer. So that's where I stopped short of really hammering McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell for the first couple of games.
There's positive, Phil.
Because
I knew he'd come out eventually.
He's here in full force because there's a big difference in the premise of having one of the best left tackles in the league for most of the season and one of the best number 2 receivers in the league. So we'll see it's also possible if they lose to the Bengals that your season's like flushed before either of those guys come back.
I will tell you, both years that I went into enemy territory and covered the Packers, I think they started like 1-3, or they got off to terrible starts and made the playoffs both times. Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but 1-2, we can't flush her yet.
Well, what's funny is, like, on O-line committee here, we once the season gets to November, December, January, we, mostly Alex and Jeremiah, will just like make fun of the things that like September football. Remember when you thought this about the Dolphins or this about the Falcons or that team? Like September football is only relevant in so much as keeping your season alive for November, December, January, right?
You can't win the division in September, but you sure as shit can lose it. Like, I mean, you look at a lot of the teams, like, I'm trying to think teams that are 0-2 in the division, right? Like that's the Bears are 0-2 in the division. You've got a couple teams that are like that you're going, okay, this is a problem, right? Like we got to claw ourselves out of this hole. So you can absolutely lose. But the Bengals, for all that they've wanted, have wanted to be 2-0 since like 2021. But now it's Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz, and it's exactly what we all drew it up for late September football.
And if you're looking for tickets to that game, Dex, where can people go to get their hands on some Browning versus Wentz tickets?
SeatGeek. Go download the SeatGeek app. 10% off any tickets with promo code PURPLE10. If you are excited for Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning. I know it's in London. I don't know if it's the year 2016 again, but it's going to be likely Carson Wentz versus Joe Flacco. That game's overseas. I can't believe I'm saying that in 2025, but it's probably a path. If it's a football game, if it's a concert, doesn't matter. 10% off any tickets with promo code PURPLE10. Go download the SeatGeek app.
Another reason to go into US Bank Stadium is to get your hands on these Justin Jefferson Pepsi souvenir cups here. And you can scan the QR code to win Victor's ride. Yeah, very similar avatar to Jeremiah there. Do you ever wear $1 million in bling around your neck for a football game, Jay?
Can't say I've ever held $1 million in my hand, Phil.
Pepsi is giving you a chance at the Polaris 1000 ATV that you see on the YouTube channel here. All you have to do, again, is scan the QR code, get the cups inside US Bank Stadium, soon at Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh locations, and a third location, a fun location that we'll talk about later in the season. So get those Justin Jefferson souvenir cups. And Judd, even if the Vikings aren't winning, you could be a winner with the Vikings scratch game ticket from the Minnesota Lottery.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, this could be your year, your season, or your day, because each time that you play the Vikings scratch game, you have a chance at $100,000. Plus great second chance prizes like cash and Viking season tickets as well. So just say I'm in and play the new Viking scratch game from the lottery today. Must be 18 or older to play with our friends from the Minnesota Lottery. That Viking scratch game. Yeah, the Vikings might not have a great year, but you can with that scratch game.
All right, Jeremiah. So you were once the Random Viking of the Week at the draft party, but this is the first time you've ever participated in the Random Viking of the Week, right? I don't think we've done this with you before. Okay.
Correct.
So here's how it works. We reset the Random Viking of the Week a few months ago. So the new standings are: I have 10 wins, Judd has 8 wins, Declan has 1 win, Thor Nystrom has 1 win, Jeremiah looking to get on the board here in his first ever crack at Random Viking Week.
I will set this up a bit for Jay as well, since he has not played before, and I will set this up by saying...
Is that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music I'm hearing?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Who wants to
I
be
will
a
say
Random
this,
Viking?
Jeremiah, I am going to do you no favors, meaning I did not pick, like, I'm not being cute here. I did not pick someone, so it's not going to be a teammate of yours.
Okay.
Yeah. This is going to be
That's the first clue right there.
That's a clue. He's not a teammate of Jeremiah.
This is for NFL fans. This is for Vikings fans. And here and here is my second clue then.
Well, hold on. Let me explain a little bit further here. So we all can shout out guesses whenever we want to.
We didn't tell him.
Judd's gonna go through clues.
We didn't tell him. We're like, you're
I just have to sit here and wait.
No. So he's going to throw out clues. At any point, you can throw out a random guess. If you hit a third incorrect guess, you are eliminated. And
Got
then
it.
2 will remain. If you're right, then the game is over. The last handful of Random Vikings are Chester Taylor, Sam Howell. There's an alternate universe, by the way, where he is starting this weekend.
No, there's not. Kevin O'Connell wouldn't allow that to happen.
No
there was
shot.
never a chance.
Brosmer would have started over Sam Howell.
Dad put the kibosh on that in June. I'm like, hey, KO, we're not doing this.
Those charts put the Sam Howell in the dirt.
Yeah. Sharif Floyd, Anthony Barr, and Steve Bono, old school backup quarterback from last week. So, all right, Judd's got the clues. Here we go. No Googling, by the way. No cheating.
Sure.
All right.
He's already Googled 10 names.
Yeah.
All right. This Random Viking was born in New Orleans, Louisiana guy.
Oh, is that near Northwestern State University?
Yes.
By the way, Did you realize yesterday we guessed all Northeastern states because we're morons?
I did in the moment.
God, we're so stupid.
It is.
Delaware?
Yeah, I was
Rhode
like,
Island.
literally, I was like, after I thought, I was like, oh my gosh, so there's Northeast.
Well, I mean, what I wouldn't have thought. I certainly, when I saw that the Gophers were going to play that poor school, would not have thought, you know what? I'm betting Louisiana.
At first,
I'm
I thought
betting
after
South.
watching them play for a couple snaps, I was like, "Is that the one in Roseville, Minnesota? That
High
random
school?
Northwestern college?" Yeah.
All right, second clue. He was a second-round pick in the NFL draft.
Oh.
Not too bad. And he once was named MVP of the Rose Bowl.
Whoa.
The granddaddy of them all. All right, this random Viking is currently working in sort of this business. He is a host of a sports radio show. That's right, he had the gift for gab, and he took it to the radio. And as far as I can find, he's still doing it to this day.
Okay, so that's also kind of a clue.
Yep. In his 10-year career in the National Football League, he played for 4 teams.
Percy Harvin.
No. That would be incorrect.
Jay's
Percy.
got one guess down.
Okay. He played only, but so he played for 4 teams in 10 seasons. He played only 5 games with 2 of those teams combined, and 139 with the other 2. And the other 2, one of those with which he played a substantial amount of games was the Vikings. So he had 4 stops, but 2 really, really quick ones, and then 2 long ones, including Minnesota.
A lot with the Vikings. Boy, you're firing these clues, man.
Yeah,
You're not even like slow
are
cooking the
tells.
clues.
Yeah.
You're just firing clues.
He played in 9 career playoff games, 7 of them in purple.
Whoa.
So he played 7 of his 9 career playoff games with the Vikings.
He wasn't a teammate of Jeremiah's.
Mm-hmm. No, he was before Jeremiah.
So he missed those playoff games.
I would say Jeremiah was
And
probably a young man watching football
The young pup.
when this guy played, hoping to someday
He was like a
play in the National Football League, just meat and potatoes.
Would there be can I ask a question?
Percy
Would there be a connection to Jeremiah's college with this player?
No.
Was he a
No, in fact, I will give you a clue of this guy played in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, so it's Big Ten. That would be Big Ten or
Ten.
Pac-12, right?
Yes.
Because that was back in the day where they met every year.
Oh God, it was great. I'll tell,
Oh, it's so
tell you
good.
about it right now. It's just big. Oh man,
So
Keith Jackson on the call, the granddaddy of them all.
Jackson,
Granddaddy
Granddaddy of them all.
Oh, football. The football is out. Okay, he made 1 Pro Bowl, but it wasn't with the Vikings. So he played in the majority of his career playoff games with the Vikings, but he also made a Pro Bowl, and that preceded his time in Minnesota.
Pro Bowl before Vikings. But he played a lot with the Vikings. So he played a lot of games, but wasn't like a super high-end player.
That's fair. I'd say that's a very fair statement to make.
But super high-end in the Rose Bowl.
Yep. Which, I mean, is often the case. Darrell Bevel won a Rose Bowl,
Yeah.
didn't he, for Wisconsin? I mean, and God bless
Just
Bev.
the Darrell Bevel drive-by.
Well,
I
I'm
see
just
that
I'm
coming.
just saying Darrell Bevel was a really good, Barry Alvarez QB.
Yeah, good football
okay,
man.
the 2 teams that this guy spent a combined 5 games with, so two of his teams he didn't play a long time with, were the Ravens and the Panthers.
This is wild, dude. What are you doing to us here?
A lot of that. Just
The
coming up with some
Panthers, dude.
killer
This is-
clues is
How
what I'm
random
doing.
is this?
7 playoff games.
It's random, but it's not. You're gonna find it's not.
feel
It's not like a name you haven't heard or something like that.
Probably for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure on me right now. I feel like
Yeah.
with the era.
Well, Declan, I feel like Declan knows of this player. I feel like Phil will kick himself if he does not get it. So, This guy played in 49 games as a Viking, but interestingly enough, while he played a substantial role at times, he only started 11 games in 4 seasons.
Only 11 starts.
So played 4 years with the Vikings, 49 games, 11 starts.
Is this Leroy Horde?
Oh my God!
Oh!
You got it.
No, stop it.
It is.
I don't know who that is.
Leroy Horde.
Leroy Horde's great.
Jay, if you need 2 yards, he'll get you 3. If you need 5 yards, he'll get you 3.
That was a great quote.
Cleveland
Wow.
Browns, Minnesota Vikings. Kind of a fullback, bruising running back from the 90s.
Successful in Cleveland.
Where do you play college ball at? Somewhere in the Big Ten. So okay.
Michigan, man. Okay.
Yeah. I think he was MVP of the Rose Bowl in '88.
As soon as you said fullback, I was like, he didn't play in the Pac-12.
No. He was
Wow,
a great.
Mackey from the pole, dude.
Yeah, I thought you were stumped.
From the pole.
I
You know
thought
what
you
it
were
was?
Stumped.
It was because I knew it started to piece together. Like I knew hosting a sports radio show. He's been like a local host in Cleveland, I feel like, for a long time. Florida? Okay.
I
he's
think
done
in,
like fringe
Miami.
sports radio.
But he's still doing it as far as I can find.
Dude, second-round pick fullback. What a time to be alive.
It was
Early
definitely.
What a
90s,
time
baby.
to be alive.
Well,
if you're getting fullbacks in the second round
That's
of
when
the
like
NFL draft.
A fullback was just a big guy. Like now he would be drafted as he still wouldn't be.
He would not be
second round.
drafted. No.
running back?
Undrafted.
Yeah.
Undrafted.
That's a lot of disrespect on a guy who just
Who's the guy,
loved
the
Bulldogs.
Chargers guy?
Matlock, the converted defensive lineman from Boise State.
He's kind of playing fullback.
Yeah, I mean, they just have Seattle has that fullback that just absolutely murdered the Pittsburgh linebacker on the G League. Oh.
Can we pause this conversation though to talk about Mike Allstott, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fullback, who trucked your ass and carried the ball a lot. He was a Viking killer.
He was an animal.
And I got
the neck roll. He had the
Yes.
giant neck roll on too,
Yes.
just like foam pool noodles around his neck.
He was also a second-round pick in the 1996 draft. Mike Allstott out of Purdue.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Big
he was
man.
he was
Monster.
phenomenal with that neck. I love the neck.
Now
roll.
there's
I
like
love those guys.
4 fullbacks on roster in the NFL.
Yeah, they're going extinct for sure. It's
But they used to
tough
get the
watch.
ball.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
mean,
difference.
Yes, they used to carry the football.
They used to carry the football, and now they're seen as blocking tools and special teams guys.
You know, though, with how smaller, like defenses are getting a little more smaller, right? Edge rushers are smaller. They're going nickel personnel. Wouldn't it benefit to hand the ball to like a 248-pound fullback once in a while, or no?
Why not?
No.
Too slow.
They're too slow. I mean, okay,
if I
so
wanna
what's
younger-
best case scenario? They break through the line of scrimmage, right?
Well, you
it's
know
just
what?
going to
If
go.
it's 3rd and 2,
I'm not looking for him.
I mean, it's just going to be swarm of like
not looking for him to break
4-2,
through.
4-4 people, and he's going to get 4 yards. What's the point?
I just want those 3 yards.
Okay, if I gave you a choice right now, let's go back to that game on Sunday night. It's
Mm-hmm.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line. You could either hand it to C.J. Ham or run a fake pitch, fake
Well,
handoff,
yeah.
throw the ball, corner of the end zone.
I'm giving it to Hammer Time, but I'd also rather just give it to Jordan Mason. Like I'd rather just give it to Jordan Mason. That's what Tony Sperano used to call him, Hammer Time.
Hammer Time.
When he was a rookie, right? When he was still a running back, when he was trying to make the team, like we all used to just call him Hammer Time because I mean he just used to run so hard. It was like, come on, Hammer Time. Let's go. I mean, he was one where you're like, dude, if you run into my back, I'm gonna kill you, right? Because he would just helmet down right to the small of your back.
Love it, man. Jeremiah Sirles. Find more of him on the O-line committee.
Yeah, fun guest
Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And yeah, Teron Armstead is scheduled to join today on the O-line committee. Some dumb football questions.
Oh, Phil, you booked him?
Some mics. Mm-hmm. I did. I booked Teron Armstead. I did. I booked Teron Armstead. That's right.
See?
Yeah.
You still got it.
Producing up a
You
storm.
still got it from your KFXN days.
That's right.
Never lost it.
I
He
booked
has
some
the
fun
he has
guests
the
back
heavy
in the day.
hitters. He has the heavy hitters behind him. He wouldn't have booked him alone.
He's got the black book.
Yeah.
Phil's got. He's just leafing through it. Dan Bureau next week.
If I were to have reached out and said, "Hey, it's random
My name's
swirly dude
Phil
Phil Mackey. Do
Mackey.
you want to come on my podcast?" As opposed to, "Hey, these two guys who've been in the NFL
coming
trenches
on.
for 16 years." Yeah. So, all right, find Jay on the O-line committee. That's our State of the Vikings Tuesday here on Purple Daily, and be on the lookout for some more injury-related news and updates with our Doogie episode today. We'll see you tomorrow for some Write That Down predictions.